Riparian areas are extremely important from the standpoint of flood dissipation, water storage, and habitat for a diverse array of wildlife. This is a project that is trying to restore a degraded meadow with an incised stream channel that basically prematurely drains the meadow. There are head cuts moving their way upstream, and at the face of a head cut is an area of active erosion. So as those head cuts move upstream, they are taking all that good, healthy meadow soil that stores water, and they're flushing it downstream. We want to restore that function of the meadow in storing water. We want the water to spread out over the meadow like it used to do and soak into the meadow soils. When we start losing that water that's held in the meadow soils, we start giving pine trees, or conifers in general, the opportunity to encroach into those meadows. See, conifers don't typically like to be growing in wet environments.
This phase of the project, phase 1, is aimed at containing that erosion, getting the channel dimensions right, and stopping the head cuts. So there's a lot of attention paid to steep slopes, getting rid of steep banks, cutting them back, putting sod on banks, putting erosion cloth on banks, reseeding, and building rock check dams that can stop the energy in water, drop the head out, spread the flows back out, and so they're not so erosive going through. And the long term, the vegetation that we helped get established today will be the erosion control for the meadow.
Improving habitat for all wildlife with projects like this is part of our mission at the Arizona Elk Society. The AES has an incredible cadre of dedicated volunteers to bring to these projects. We have reshaped the channel banks, reshaped the head cuts, we've installed loose rock structures, we've installed erosion control matting, and seeded the meadow.
All of this was designed to dissipate stream energy, get the water to spread back over the meadow surface like we know it did at one time, and re-wet the meadow. The more that we're able to get water into the soil, the better the plants grow. The better the plants grow, the more vigorous they grow, the more dense they grow, the more they slow down the flow of water and help that water infiltrate into the soil.
Long Valley Meadow has a hard layer just under the surface that prevents moisture from seeping into the ground. The AES purchased a keyline plow from Australia that can penetrate this layer and allow moisture to seep down into the soils. A cutting wheel slices through the vegetation with minimal impact, and the tine is shaped to penetrate down to 16 inches, thus providing a channel for the water to enter into the meadow soils. Contour plowing across the meadow in strategic places above the head cuts enhances the water penetration in the meadow, which increases the water retention and productivity of the meadow.
If you go out there today, what you're going to find is native grasses growing up to 2 feet high.
To be perfectly frank, the Arizona Elk Society has been a primary driver in ensuring that this work is getting done on the ground, holding all the stakeholders, including the Fish and Wildlife Service, the Forest Service, and Game and Fish, accountable to make sure the work gets done and gets done timely and gets done right.
The work on the ground is quality, and their capacity seems to grow every year. We can do bigger projects with the help of AES. We really appreciate the work the Arizona Elk Society does to actually help us move towards that restored condition goal. It's a pleasure to work with the volunteers from AES to move us forward.
One of the most exciting things about working with this group is that leadership of the Arizona Elk Society really supports being innovative and adaptable and flexible in bringing new approaches to the restoration of our headwater meadows, our stream systems, and our riparian areas. They're helping us with the design, and they're helping us all the way through implementation. So instead of standing on the banks of this incised stream channel and watching soil erode away, we're now going to start seeing the healing of this meadow take place.